So I have a new theory about Simone Biles, and there's all kinds of noise coming from outside. The fan's on, there's boom car, there's cars coming up the street. I was thinking about it. So it hasn't played on television yet, but apparently Michaela Skinner, spoiler alert, has won a silver medal in the vault. Had Simone gone, she wouldn't have even been able to compete because you only get 2 people per country. Suni Lee won the gold medal after Simone Biles withdrew. Here's my theory. Okay, Simone Biles has the twisties, she's got nerves, she's had a lot of pressure on her, there's all that. But here's my theory. Ready? Now there are ourselves, and we go around and we do things consciously, right? And then there are things we do unconsciously. And some of us fruity people think that you have your normal self and your higher self, right? Your higher self is like sort of your spirit, or the part of you that's more attached to the spirit world, that is more spiritually evolved than the, you know, corporeal version that's down here with a brain in its head trying to make decisions. So sometimes it's possible that we may do things that we don't even realize we're doing, or maybe we may affect an outcome that we really want, even though consciously we thought we wanted something else. We were trying to do something else. Here's my theory, and this is just a theory. My theory is that Simone Biles, either consciously or Simone Biles' higher self, decided that knowing that she's already won, everybody puts all the pressure on her to be this incredible gold medalist. She has all the golds maybe she ever wanted. Maybe she doesn't care about that as much as the media does, NBC does, their advertisers do, everybody else does. Maybe some part of her was like, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't need this. I'm standing in the way of other people who haven't won individual medals or gold medals or anything of the sort, getting that for themselves. So I'm going to get out of the way to give these other girls their glory that they also deserve. Because it could have been a situation where she went in and she won all the golds, nobody got nothing. It could have been a situation, nobody else got anything. It could have been a situation where she competed because she got the higher score, but then, like I said, people like Michaela Skinner wouldn't have even been allowed to compete, and Michaela Skinner will go home with zilch. Michaela Skinner is going home a silver medalist in the Olympics. Yeah, so I'm not saying she did it consciously. I'm not saying she sat there and hatched a plan. I'm saying perhaps she chose or did not choose, but perhaps her higher self was like, I don't need this. It's not that important to me. I don't want it that much. I've had my time. You know. And she said because of that, her system gave her more of the dizzies, or whatever you want to call them, twisties, and it made a situation where her conscious self said, I can't do this. Where normally she would want to fight for gold, for her country, for her teammates, because logically, statistically, it made more sense for her to go and try to do it not only herself, but with her teammates and boost up their scores. But in the end, more people get more glory and more medals for themselves by her not just competing, but not having one of the slots. Because like I said, Michaela Skinner wouldn't have been able to compete because only 2 from a country. And that kind of sucks. I know I've always complained about that for figure skating, because the Japanese teams, they have way more elite skaters, figure skaters, than they're allowed to send to the Olympics. So some country who doesn't even have good skaters gets to send somebody who would never be able to compete with 3 or 4 people that Japan had to leave at home because they had, you know what I mean, they were only able to send 3 or whatever. And meanwhile, they had 6 people who could possibly vie for a gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal. Meanwhile, every country only has a certain amount of people they can let go forward. In this case, like I'm saying, in this gymnastics, per element, I guess, they're only allowed 2. If the Americans were top 6 on that element, it'd be too freaking bad. You can only have 2. So that's what I'm saying. That's a theory. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying this girl was conniving in any way to do these things. I'm saying that it's possible that this is what has happened. Just a theory.